YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. I'm going to bring you a live battle on Total War Warhammer, though I will admit it is my goal to keep my mouth shut and try and play this as well as I can rather than getting too distracted with the commentary, which is pretty typical for me. Leave my war boss. Actually, let's put my goblin bosses up front. They will help support morale. I'm going to need biggins on the flank to help fend off cavalry. I'm going to keep my boar biggins back here. And I'm going to keep a unit of spider riders handy to help poison enemy flying units if they try and do that hit and run tactic that's very common. Let's actually deploy far side. And we got our orc shaman. Let's keep him plenty far back because I managed to get these guys killed all the time. I got him because I might try and foot a gork, a cavalry unit or something if necessary. Let's get things started. So my main line is Savage Orcs, just because if the infantry decides to take some cheap infantry and go for better cav, and if they've taken better cav, I've got the biggins on the flanks waiting on them. And if they've gone with cheaper infantry, I should do good. Now, if they've gone with better infantry, I might have to rethink this a little bit. And I've got some fast-moving cavalry to hopefully go after skirmishers. Spider riders could be for the same, but these guys are mainly, if they try and do the hit-and-run flying death squad Empire army on me, I'm going to try and poison their flying units with these spider riders so that they can't get away from me. The poison definitely makes it a lot harder for them to disengage. Let's see what happens. So my opponent readied up pretty quick and in the army selection screen, but he hasn't readied up very quickly here. We'll see what he's up to. And here comes the air tries to be mostly quiet and play. Got a Hellstorm rocket battery. Light wizard. Okay, we got a noob box. Nice. Swords, Sigmar Sons, Tattersouls. Okay, Knights of the Blazing Sun. We can try and foot a gork these guys. Start moving up. Don't have to worry about flying units, so let's sling the spider riders out. Do I have enough for foot of gork already? I might. My opponent's pretty close. Where's the dang foot? Fire up the foot, people. Okay, he's pulling back over there. Oh, the foot stomped my own spiders. Oh well. That was my spiders I used to fix these guys. So we didn't get the most brilliant damage there, but it was fun. Fun while it lasted. I don't know if my opponent sees my wolf riders. I'm gonna go for it. I'm taking some pretty nasty damage from the rockets in the center. Let's move up. I got to his rocket battery. And I'm going to get into his other guys there too. Managed to catch up with and destroy. So the foot of gork wasn't entirely wasted. We got some damage done on his Knights of the Blazing Sun. Whew. Taking some firing from Sterling's Revenge there. Wolf Rider's totally worth it right there. Let's bring the spiders around, try and do something similar. Okay, he's just coming stir crazy right into my men here with the Knights of the Blazing Sun. Let's try and pin him down here with some of these guys. Let's go ahead and take the Savage Orcs in. We are getting absolutely hammered over here. Let's pull this flank up. Swing the spiders around. I said I was going to be quiet. Net of Ammontalk. Very nice. We got the war chariot up here too. Okay, let's bring more infantry up. Bring up the shaman. That net of Ammontok was annoyingly effective. See an opening right over here though. Let's keep the spider riders moving. Let's get this guy back. Where's my war boss? Let's start fighting through here with my war boss. I'm gonna hit these guys. And I'm gonna pull through here with my orc war boss. Okay, got the spider riders. Ah, didn't get a healing potion off. Let's get the big uns out of there. Let's keep this cavalry busy. Gotta make an opening somewhere in here. There we go. I'm losing leadership pretty fast back here. Let's go for these guys. Let's get our spiders out of there. Alright, need to find opening. Where's the... Here we go. Let's get these units back in. Not quite. This guy's doing a pretty good job of defending. Let's get in here. Try and shoot this gap real quick. Okay, there we go. Shot the gap. Just got into those guys. Let's get out of there. Dang it. Hero just routed. Let's get the healing potion up. Let's get away from those spears. Did I ever get my other... Okay. Let's grab that. Here's an opening right here. Save the magic there. Let's keep some of my mobility up. The war chariot is not going as well as I want. Let's keep my war boss safe. Got another goblin big boss. We gotta get away from that Sterling's Revenge unit. Okay, let's swing the spider riders back. Get some of these guys engaged. Volkmar and his war chariot are being far more effective than I would like right now. Let's buff up this guys with an here we go. And let's brain burst this Sterling's Revenge. Get rid of that light wizard. Spider riders. That was a pretty decent shot with brain burst to at least disrupt those guys a bit. Should be able to get at them now. Really? Dang it. These guys managed to shoot me to death there. Probably a little bit early on that healing potion. Stay in there. Stay after Volkmar. Alright, handgunners are gone. Alright, we've done it. That was a decent battle for me. It was decent. Wasn't brilliant, but it was decent. Let's take a look at the replay real quick and watch some of the action up close. So the little noob box there didn't work. Big surprise. Those don't typically work real well. Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of missed micro by me, but I think the Savage Orcs ended up being a good pick because he didn't go with very high-end infantry. These silver bullets got a decent number of kills, and both of his Knights of the Blazing Sun managed to, but they didn't get a chevron. Let's go watch the replay. Get some of this up close. Alright, well, so yeah, that's, I have to shut my mouth to try and have any degree of focus on the battle. So it was actually kind of fun to focus and try and play well there. Felt like definitely made a number of mistakes, but was trying to micromanage my guys at least a little more intensely. Let's check out some of these units. Check out this this Pimp mobile here that Volkmar is riding on. It's pretty sweet. And Sigmar's sons do look really cool. This unbreakable sword unit. I'm not sure what I feel about them yet. The Tattersouls are a pretty cool unit. Probably not going to be good against a high armor unit, but I didn't bring high armor. I brought frenzy type units. Yeah, here comes the engagement over here where I'm going to try and foot a gork these guys. Let's see how good it turns out. I mean, I do end up stepping right in the middle of them, but they were spread out pretty wide, so it saved them from some of the damage. Do they have magic resistance? I want to say they do. Yeah, they have magic resistance. So that's part of the reason why they survived that as well as they did, but they still took a lot of damage. I feel like that was worth it in the end, getting that much damage done early on these Knights of the Blazing Sun. I did snuff out one of my own Spider Riders, basically, but these Knights of the Blazing Sun are engaged with my guys way too early. Way too early. And then he did learn the lesson over there, which was good. And then, yeah, the Vanguard deploy Wolf Riders caught him off guard, so he must not have been able to catch the mini-map there, and so I get to completely kill a rocket battery, which is a very high-value target for a 300 cost Wolf Rider, so this was fantastic for me. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to do more disruption. My Goblin Big Boss here is going to eat some bullets for the sake of the army. These Knights of the Blazing Sun are about to absolutely brutalize one of my Savage Orc units. Let's watch this. This is going to be absolutely beautiful. Oh, the guts. Well, at least the wounds will be instantly cauterized with that beautiful flaming lance. So yeah, Wolf Riders got routed, but yeah, they did great there. Absolutely great. Completely destroyed, shattered the rocket battery. Did a little bit of damage to these handgunners, but the Sterling's Revenge is already up there. The silver bullets are already up to a decent number of kills. The Net of Amontok was actually pretty timely here. It keeps my guys stuck in place. This was a nice play by the Empire player, and my guys are stuck, and they're going to be shot at by a high-level handgunner. Savage Orcs should do pretty well in this type of fight. And obviously my cavalry, I was trying to keep them mobile, and then you can see here the War Altar being used to buff the troops for the Empire. Check, man, Volkmar out here. He's just rolling all over me. Magic protection, all the kind of stuff. I wasn't casting any magic at the moment though, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I mean, you can see that Net of Amontok here set these guys up for about 49 kills. I meant to charge these Tattersouls, and I did. Should do some pretty good damage to him. It's kind of an awkward flank charge, but Tattersouls have no armor. So yeah, we did do some pretty solid damage on those guys, which helped out, but I also didn't get my guys out of combat in time. Kept the Knights Blazing Sun busy here, and then the Spider Riders keeping his infantry in the back busy. See my War Boss busted through the lines to get to the gunners. I knew that was going to be necessary, or else those guys were going to rip me a new one. The Shim's Burning Gaze probably won't do a whole lot to my War Boss. I was a little bit off timing on some of my potions too, and here's the War Boss suffers. You can see his leadership being absolutely annihilated here due to damage sustained, and this is a risk. Another Net of Amontok here, pinning my guys down momentarily. Net of Amontok's radius has been reduced, and I'm just trying to make sure that I get the right entry point for these cavalry. I definitely had the opening right here to the handgunners. Should have taken that. Knights of the Blazing Sun fighting against Biggins. So they'll do well against infantry, but the Biggins have a bonus versus large. The unfortunate thing for me is my Biggins were being shot at by these guys. You can see the continual buffs from the War Chariot. Not too significant, but I have poison being inflicted to a lot of the Empire units too, so it may be covering some of it up, to be honest. My War Boss has done pretty good, actually. He's got in here, and the War Altar of Sigmar is not particularly good in melee. So we hit the silver bullets briefly, but I had to retreat. I'm going to bring in the Savage Orcs in their stead. And again, we're just kind of waiting around with cavalry behind the lines. I accidentally got caught back here with the Wolf Riders. Then we got these boys that hopefully I'll be making my way back in. Let's check out. Here's the war altar chasing down my my war boss. He decides that's not a good idea. Probably not. Both of them covered in blood. I don't know how the blood gets splattered all the way up on the wings, but it did. I got my goblin big boss in here. Yeah, the war altar just continually spraying the buffs out on their men. Grand shield of face is a damage resistance. It's not a bad one. But right here, the back of the enemy, including the war altar itself, was open to a charge from my boy biggins. Though he is regenerating at a pretty fantastic rate here. He's picking up hit points during this fight. That was the magic resistance that was coming in there. But I didn't have any magic damage coming at the moment. So let's see what's going on. Got the boy biggins waiting out here. He's going to chase me with spears, and I end up getting shot by the silver bullets, so that was a huge mistake. So definitely a miss micro there. Quite a few troops left, but like I said, this war altar is a definite struggle at the moment because it can regenerate. Now, there is limited regeneration on units right now, so you can't just regenerate infinitely. Just kind of see what's going on in the battlefield here. Ugh, yeah, so this is what happened to my war boss. I wasn't watching, and the two handgunners just open up on him, and they're going to absolutely annihilate him, so that's how he got routed. Huge mistake. Here comes Brain Bursta. Brain Bursta looks really cool. It just doesn't do a ton of damage. It's more of a formation disruptor, but it was fun nonetheless. This is going to open up the door for my Spider Riders to roll on through here and get into these silver bullets. Hopefully finally get some vengeance, and then the boys ought to be inbound on these handgunners. So yeah, the Spider Riders are really quite good. If you get an Here We Go cast on the Spider Riders, they can be insane. Because they get plus 58 attack and they're poisoning the enemy. They're not very sturdy against like a cavalry charge, but they can do a lot of damage. Look at those handgunners getting absolutely bushwhacked there at the end. That's a pretty fun battle. Appreciated it from my opponent. It was good times, that defensive formation with the support of some more mobile units. So it was a noob box, but he had a little bit of offense going on with some of these guys. So actually kind of enjoyed matching up against the Empire and seeing how some of their new units perform. The War Altar of Sigmar for Volkmar surprised me at how long it could hang on. And these Knights of the Blazing Sun are definitely scary when you're on the receiving end of them. They're a very good cavalry unit. And then that magic resistance, as you saw, kind of saved them a little bit from my Foot of Gork. Not entirely, but it did save them some. The Net of Amentok being used quite wisely here, pinned down and destroyed some of my Savage Orcs. It was probably these ones here that got almost no kills, but the great performance by the biggins in my army for the most part. So hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out. I will see you all back soon.